Yeah. Hello, everyone. Is my voice audible, guys? Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to share one information with you guys. So basically, this Saturday and Sunday, I will take session. Okay. This coming Saturday and Sunday, I will take the session, and I will take the session for 2 hours. Okay. So on Saturday, let's try to have it from. Uh, so what you want? You tell me. You want from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or you want from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So which
8 to 10 is fine. 11 will late for us.
is it okay for everyone? 8 a.m. to only on Saturday and Sunday, and that to this Saturday and Sunday only. Now, why I wanted to take this Saturday and Sunday means from Javan 7 till let me just see the date. So from June, not June, not Jan, it's June. From June 7th till June 15th, I won't be available. So June 15th means just 1 week I won't be available. So on 7th, we have a Friday. So that Friday, I won't be able to take the session. And that next week, I won't be able to take the session. So from 7th till 14th, I will not be able to take the session. 14th means now next 15 and 16, we have Sunday and Saturday only. So let's take till 16. So during this period, I won't be able to take session because I am on the family tour. So basically, I'm visiting Vaishno Devi. So that's why I won't be able to take session on these days. So during this period, we are missing totally 6 sessions. 6 sessions. That is almost 6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours we are going to miss. So this 6 to 8 hours somehow I need to cover. So what I'm doing on Saturday and Sunday, I'm taking 2 hours, right? So it will be like 4 hours here. So out of this 6 hours, 4 hours are covered here. Now remaining 2 or 3 hours we have. So that 2 3 hours, what I will do from the June 17th, we will restart our session, right? We will resume our session. So what I will do, I will try to take session from 8 to 9:30 for a couple of days. 8 to 9:30 for a couple of days. So that we will not miss any kind of our hours. So we will be on the track the moment we reach on June 21st. Till June 21st, we will be on the track. So this is the plan.
Sir, what about bootstrap class?
Bootstrap class. Now I have to think about bootstrap class, what I have to do. Okay, I will think that, or else we will resume bootstrap class after, yeah, after 16th. I will think that and I will let you know exactly when we can cover bootstrap. Okay. So this is what right now the plan for React. Bootstrap anyways it will be covered. Just it is a matter of CSS only, right? So we can cover with this React only. Just I required 4 sessions for bootstrap. So this we will do. Okay. Yeah. So let's start our session. So in last session, we have created one simple home page, right? And that home page we have divided into 3 sections. Header section, we have main section, and we have footer section. And yesterday we have created this main section. Basically, we have added here our cards. So if I just open that file, this is what we have done. So now what I want to do, I want to create here nav bar. I want to create one nav bar. So maybe something like this nav bar I want to create. Let me just show you. So this is how nav bar we have. In this way, I want to create one simple nav bar. So already we have given background color as a black. Just we have to add this title and we have to add 4 links. 4 links. So like this nav bar, I want to create here. In my page, I want to create. Here I want to create. So for this, what I will do, already I have taken a header section. Already we have this header section here like this. Now this header section, I will divide into 2 columns. This header section, I will divide into 2 columns. The first column width, I will give 40%. And second column width, I will give 60%. First column width, I will give 40%. Second column width, I will give 60%. Then in this first column, exactly in the center, I want to display here some title. Here I want to display some title. Exactly in the center. Center means in horizontal direction also it should be in the center. In vertical direction also it should be in the center. And here also I want to display 4 links. Using anchor tag, I will display here 4 links. And those 4 links also should be exactly in the center from the vertical direction and in horizontal direction also. So that is my requirement. So the first thing is how to create a 2 columns inside this header section. Inside this header section, how to create 2 columns. So for that, what I will do, already to create this header, we have taken one div element. So if I just go to previous example, this is our header component. In this already we have taken this div. In this div, what I will do, I will take 2 more divs. So for first div, I will give like a left panel and one more like a right panel. Now we have made this header div as a flex container. The moment you make it as a flex container, what will be your children's? What do we call to the children's of a flex container? What do we call
Flex
to the
element.
children's of a flex container?
Flex element.
We call flex items. And by default, flex items will display in which direction?
Row direction.
So they will display in the row direction. It means they will display one beside another. Okay, right now I am removing that flex container. This is normal div. In this header, if you see what are the classes of properties we have added. Right now we have added background, height, and color. So right now I have removed that flex container class. It means now this is not a flex container. If it is not a flex container, let's see how this content will be displayed. So if I just go back here and if I refresh, now see here we got left and right. Now let's try to add some background color to this left panel and right panel. So what I will do after this header, I will select this left panel and I will try to add some background color. I will add here like red. And then I will select my right panel. In this also, I will add background color, something like green. Now, if I save it and if I go back here and if I refresh, now see, this is left and right. So left div and right div. Right now, they are displaying one after another. I want to display this both the divs one beside another, so that I can create column kind of structure. So how to display this both the thing one beside another means, for that this black container, this black color container, we have to make like a flex container. So what we have to do, this div, header div, we have to make as a flex container. So how to make header div as a flex container? For that, simply we have to add display flex property. The moment you add this property, now this header div will be considered as a flex container. And inside the flex container, the direct children's will display in the row direction. Row direction means one beside another. The moment I save it, and if I go back, right now they are displaying one after another. If I refresh, they will display one beside another. So they are displaying in the row direction like this. Now I can increase the width of this left div. I can increase the width of my left div. So I will say width should be 40%. It's a 40%. Next is right div. For right div also, I will increase the width to 60% so that this both the div will occupy complete 100%. So for this right div, I will add width as a 60%. The moment I save it, I got here. Now in left div, I want to display one title. In left div, we want to display some title. So this is our left div. Here I want to display some title. So for that, I will take H1. And here I will just say my first page in React. First page in React. First page in React. Just I'm adding one title here. Closing this H1. The moment I save it, and if I go back to my browser and if I refresh, this is how it looks. But this title we want exactly in the center. Exactly in the center we want. So for that, what we have to do? How to get this title exactly in the center? What we have to do?
Justify content center.
Where we have to add that property?
Left panel.
Here. Here, if I add justify content center, and if I save it, there will be no effect. There is no effect. Anyone, any idea what I need to do? Somehow I want to bring this content exactly in the center. In vertical direction also it should be in the center. In horizontal direction also it should be in the center.
Header.
Hmm?
In header part we can add justify content center.
In header part, let me remove from here. Let me add here. Now if I go back here and if I refresh, still there is no effect.
Take again left panel as left.
Hmm?
Left panel as left.
Hmm.
And then we can make it as.
So whenever you want to use justify content property, first of all, you have to make this element as a flex container. Directly, you cannot use this property. Even if you use align item center, there will be no effect of this property. So this property will have effect only if you make your element as a flex container. Right now, header is a flex container. On this header, these properties will apply. But if you want to apply these properties on left panel, then you have to make it as a display flex. The moment you make it as a display flex and refresh, now you got here. Now I can remove this background color. If I remove that background color and if I refresh, it looks like this. Next, in the right panel, what we want, in the right panel, we want anchor tags. So I will just go back here. Here in the right panel, I want anchor tags. So use anchor tag, some href, here something, here I'm adding like home. Like this, let's assume that we want 4 to 5. I'm adding here something like login. Here something like contact us. Here something like profile. And here I'm adding products. Now, if I go, all the anchor tags will be visible here. All these are anchor tags. Now, on this anchor tags, I want to add some styles. So what I will do, I will say here, in my right panel, inside this right panel, whatever anchor tags I have, on those anchor tags, apply some CSS like color. I want to make white. Then I want to remove that underline. So text decoration should be none. So if I save it, now see right now, color is in your blue and that we have underline. The moment I refresh, it will be removed. Now this anchor tags exactly I want in the center. So what we can do? So already if you see these 3 properties we have added in one of the class, that is flex container. So if we have that class, why to add this? Why to add these properties? No need to add these properties. What we can do? Simply here we can add flex container. Here also we can add flex container. Now if I refresh, we got exactly in the center. Now I can remove that background color from my right panel. If I remove it, if I refresh, they looks like this. But there is no space between my anchor elements. So we can generate a space between anchor elements. For that, we can use margin right property. So in between each and every anchor tag, we have to add margin right, like 50 pixel, I will say. The moment I refresh, I got like this. Now here, we are able to create one simple nav bar. A simple nav bar, where we have displayed 5 links and 1 title. 5 links and 1 title. Next, I want to create this footer part. So for this footer part, let's try to change this color. We'll try to something like this. Now let's go to that HTML. Let's go to our footer component. Now you decide how you want your styles, what you want. Whatever you want, you can add here. Right now I'm removing this flex container from here. After H2, I will just add here some paragraph. So lorem 150, I will say. That's it. And here I will just add 1 button or 1 link I will add. Here I will just say explore more. Now to this anchor tag, I can add inline CSS. So how to add inline CSS in your JSX, I did not taught. So I will teach that as well. Now, if I refresh, I got like this. Something like this I got. So what we will do now, we will add, let's go to that footer CSS. Here we have added some height, right? First, let's remove the height because our content is more than its height. Here we will add some padding like 50 pixel. If I add padding as a 50 pixel, it looks like this. It looks something like this now. Now this anchor tag, I want to show in the white color. So in my footer, whatever anchor tag I have, that anchor tag color should be white. And I just want to increase font size to 21 pixel. Now refresh, you got like this. Now if you want little bit less size, we can make it like 18 pixel. We got here. And here, text decoration, I will say none. If I say text decoration none, it will be none. Now this is like a link. Whatever color you want, you can give. If you want to give some other color for this, you can give some other color also. For this anchor tag, instead of white, we can give something like green. So green also is not looking good. So here you can choose whatever color you want. Okay. Some color you can give. You can just make it bold a little bit, anchor tag. Font weight, you can make it bold so that it looks a little bit bold. Make it more white, like this, greenish. So it looks on your screen. So footer component, if you want, you can design some footer. So if you want to design any footer, what you have to do, simply go to the Google and search for footer template. If you search for footer template and if you go to this images tab, you will find here so many templates to design your footer. Now you can pick any one template like this and you can design it. Just you have to use your HTML and CSS knowledge now. So you can pick any kind of footer and you can design accordingly. So here I have just designed very simple footer. So now our footer section is ready, our main section is ready, and our header section is ready. Now in your main section, if you want, you can add some more things. Some extra things you can add inside your main section. So right now in the main section, we are just showing the cards. But in future, if you want to add some more sections, you can add some more sections here. After the card, you can show some more sections here. So accordingly, however you want to design, you can design your user interface. So this navbar height looking so much. So if you want, we can reduce that height as well. So for header, I will try to make it 80 pixel. This is how it looks, 80 pixel. So just created one simple page using React now. Now this page is not created using your HTML or something. We have created using React. using React. Or in the main section, suppose you want this kind of structure. How you will add this kind of structure? This kind of structure. Exactly this kind of structure I want before my card inside my main section. Here I want. So how you will create this kind of structure? Okay, that is your assignment now. Now what I want is this kind of structure I want you guys to add inside this page before this card. Inside the main section, before this cards, you have to add this kind of structure. So you have to take some image, you have to show that in the circle shape, add some data here like this. And this UI, you have to add inside the main section here. Inside the main section. Okay. Now let me go to Flipkart. Yeah. Can you design this part? Let me just add up to here. Can you design this part? Tell me. Can you design this part? Let me know on the chat how many of you can design this part. Here I don't want drop down button. Here I want like this text only. Just text I want. Okay, let's try this part. So I will close all this. I will just say here Flipkart header.html. First step, create your HTML file. Second step, copy this template, paste here. Third step, you have to write your code now. Yeah, now can you guys guide me what I need to do now? First, I want this kind of design. So what I need to do? What is the first step I need to do?
Create a component.
Yeah, so the first step is we have to create one component. So I'm saying here function, just here create some UI, open curly braces, close curly braces, add return statement, add one div. Now we have created one component. Now what I need to do here in this component, what code I need to write? What code I need to write? Just observe what you are seeing here. You are seeing here one image and how to display the image, how to create the image.
Image tag.
Take image tag. And for this content, let's take paragraph tag. So I want one image. I want one paragraph to create like this. So what I will do inside this div, I will take one image, some width I will use. So right now blindly I will use here something like 70. Then we will see what should be the value. Height also 70. Here I want this image. So I can grab that image from my Flipkart website only. Right click. Let me just go back. We right click. It will give us copy image link. We can add that image link here. Now we got that image link, and here let's add some paragraph, and here grocery. We got it. Okay, let's see whether up to here whether we are able to display things on our screen or not. Now I can use React DOM dot render. Here I can call my create UI, and this I can add in my document dot get element by ID of root. Now if I go back here, then I have to load this part. Now see, here we got it. Without any CSS, we got something like this. We got image and we got this paragraph. Not exactly like that, but yeah, almost something like that we got. Now you can make it a little bit bolder. Now, if I want to create this part in similar way, what I need to do? What I need to do?
We can pass the images, right? Same function.
Like I didn't get how. How exactly what I have to do now? Should I add one more image and that content? Should I add like this one more time? And should I change my image? Should I change this image? Copy image link and come back here. And here I can say mobiles. Should I do like this or should I follow some other technique?
Yeah, we can create one more component and call the create UI multiple times and pass props we can do, right?
Here I got mobiles. So instead of using same element, if you see here, see this image paragraph, we are repeating here. Just this content and URL is changing. Apart from that, these elements we are repeating. So we have to restrict this part. So we should not repeat our user interface. If you think that certain user interface is repeating multiple times, then you can create a component with that user interface, and that component you can repeat. Now, if you see this UI, here, now all this UI looks very similar. Just image is changing, content is changing. So this image is all these images are similar. I mean, all these user interfaces are similar. So instead of taking multiple image tags or multiple paragraph tags, what we can do, we can create one single component in which we can create user interface to display one image and one title like this. So for that, already we have created here one component. Now this component we can utilize to call multiple times. So what we can do here, I will create one more function app. In this, I can use return statement. I will use my div. Now inside this app, let's try to call this create UI multiple times. Create UI like this multiple times. So instead of rewriting same and image and paragraph multiple times, let's try to rewrite this component rendering part multiple times. I have written 5 times. Now instead of calling here create UI, we can call here our app. And in this case, what happens? The moment I refresh, all will display one after another. But I want all this one beside another. So if I want one beside another, what I need to do? What I need to do?
Display flex property.
So this div, we have to make like a flex container so that all these childrens will be flex items, and by default, flex items will display in the row direction. That is one beside another. So here I want to go with inline CSS. So let's try to understand here how to add a inline CSS. Inline. So for inline CSS, here same, we have to take style attribute equals to, in our normal HTML, we will add double quotes here. But in React, instead of adding double quotes, we have to add curly brace. And inside this curly brace, we have to pass one object. Remember, inside this curly brace, we have to pass one object which should contain all the CSS properties. So in this, we have to pass one object. If you want, you can directly pass like this one object, or else you can create one object separately. So here I am creating one object here. Const, I will say like container style. One object I am creating, one JavaScript object. Now this object you can pass here, container style. Now inside this object, you have to write all CSS properties. For example, I want to add display property. So display, I will say flex. The moment I say display flex, if I go back here and if I refresh, all will be displayed in this. Now I want equal space. I want to generate equal space between each and every flex item. So in that case, what I will do, here we have to add justify content. So basically in our CSS, how do we add justify content? We write justify hyphen content. But now this is not a CSS, this is your JavaScript object. So here you have to follow camel case. Camel case means here we have 2 words. So the first word, all the letters should be in the lowercase, and second word, first letter should be in the uppercase. So basically we have to follow JavaScript pattern. How do we style in JavaScript? In that same way we have to do here. So here I will say that space evenly. Now if I go back here and if I refresh, now I got even space. Like this, I want to display some more, we can display some more. So in your Flipkart, how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 we have. So here also let's display 9. So already 3 is done. Next 3 are done. Next 2 is done. So we have to display one more. So it will be like 9. So in React, mainly you have to focus on reusing part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we are able to reuse our UI. But right now the problem is in each and every component we are displaying same data. Now I don't want to display same data, I want to display different data. So for that we will use now props concept. So here this image URL we will not hard code. We will remove this part. So here this image URL should be dynamic. Dynamic means we have to add curly brace. Here this content also should be dynamic. Now this content should come from here. So here what we have to add? Here we have to add props. So here I will simply say that props dot URL and here props dot title. Now this URL title props we have to pass whenever we are rendering this component. So here we have to pass that URL and we have to pass here title. In the same way, here also we have to pass URL and here we have to pass title. So I will just copy, I will just add here some image. Copy image link and you can paste here. So before that, let me add here mobile. And let me just paste that. I will go back here. I will copy this. Okay, let me just get some image from here. Copy image link and paste here. Same URL. Here I will say fashion. Just we have to add some image. That's it. If we go back here and if we refresh, we got here. Just we got like this. Now here we have to repeat those images and titles, image and titles. So you will get this kind of UI. So here if you just repeat this, copy, paste. Travel, here we are getting this. Copy image URL. So here I will add URL. Here I will add title. So what is the title they have here? Travel. So travel, and here we have to paste it. So totally how many we have done? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can just copy this 4 and I can just repaste it. Later on, you guys can change images and content. So here we got like this. If you want, you can decrease the size of little bit images. You can make it 40/40. So this is how we can display it. So the point is here, the user interface which we are finding, we have to repeat multiple times. Such user interface we are creating only one time and we are reusing it multiple times. This is what React is going to give the benefit for us. So whenever you are designing any kind of user interface, make sure you are creating the components. And even in your entire web application, if you think that something is repeating multiple times, then create only one time and reuse it multiple times. Now, as per requirement, you have to analyze which part is getting repeated. So how much components you want to create, and in one component, how much elements you have to add. So your component can be as small as one single button. It means you can create a component, and in that component you can write a code just to create one simple button. One simple button. Or else you can create a component which can contain a code of us entire page. So it's completely upon our requirement and our way of designing it. So your component can contain the code of entire page, or your component can contain just a single line to create one button or any JSX element. So there is no such restrictions that your component should have only this much code or that much code. It's completely depends upon developer how much lines he want to add or how many elements he want to use in his component. If you think that certain page you are repeating multiple times, then you will create one component. In that component, you will write the code to create entire page. And that page you will repeat, or that component you will repeat multiple times wherever you want that page, So component can be as small as like one simple button, and a component can be as big as one entire page. But it is always recommended that you try to write as much less that much possible, so that you can reuse your components multiple times at different places. So this is your components concept, and that too functional component. We can create component in one more way, that is class component, that we are going to explore after some time. So right now, what are the topics you know in React means? You know what are React elements. You know what are JSX elements. You know how to create them. You know functional component. You know props. There is one more topic which we have to cover, that is state. Now, once you know this many concepts, React element, JSX element, functional component, props, and state. Once you know this many concepts, it means you are done with the basics of React. You are done the basics of React. And when you go for interview, your 70% of your interview, will be on these topics only. 70% of your interviews will be on this topic, plus JavaScript. They are going to ask the JavaScript concepts, especially advanced concepts. So they won't ask what are data types, what are variables, what are control statements, what are loops, what are arrays. So they won't ask all these basic things. They ask advanced concept. What is spread operator? What is module scope? What is promises? What is fetch API? So we are going to learn here fetch API. Now this is a JavaScript part, but that I will explain you in React. What is DOM? So first they will test your JavaScript knowledge. If they feel that you are good with JavaScript, then only they will ask you React questions. If you fail in your JavaScript only, they will never come to the React. They will say that, okay, done for the day. We will let you know the result. So if you are going for any React interviews and you don't encounter any React questions, only if you encounter JavaScript questions, it means you are 100% rejected. So they want basics of React and they want advanced concepts of, advanced concepts of JavaScript. So once you are good with this, then they will test your advanced concepts in React. They will test context, Redux, hooks, Axios. So this kind of concepts they will check. So in advanced concepts, even if you fail or even if you give little bit answers, they might consider you if you are good with the basics. That's why we have to make sure that we are very good with the advanced JavaScript, basics of React plus advanced React as well. So we don't want to give any kind of chances to the people to reject us. So we have to be as good as much possible with both advanced plus basics of React. So once we're done with the state concept, it means we are good with the basics of React. So all these concepts are very, very important to understand the advanced concepts of your React.js now. Okay. Yeah, so that's all guys for today's session. So from tomorrow, guys, try to join the session exactly by 8 only. Okay, anyway, session will start before 5 minutes only. They start before 5 minutes only, around 7:50 or 55. So you guys try to join exactly by 8. So that at least I will get a chance to start the session by 8:03 or 8:05 max to max. Okay, if you miss starting 5 or 10 minutes, then entire session might be confusion for you. That's why at safer note, join before 8 only. Yeah, anything else you want to convey? Can I give one assignment to you? Yeah, can you guys create this kind of user interface? Okay, you can grab the images from here, zomato.com. So here, if you right click, you will be able to get that image links. And I want you guys to create this part. Okay, I just want static user interface. This will be your assignment. So how many of you are added in the React group, WhatsApp group? Have you guys added in the React group?
No.
Not yet.
They will add them. Okay. Now, from now our batch got freezed. So they will add. In tomorrow's session, I will provide you the new GitHub link for your batch. A new GitHub link I will provide you in tomorrow's session. So in that new GitHub link, I will be adding all our codes. Okay, now this is the assignment. Let's see how many of you can develop this part and this section. So till now, what we were doing, we are just creating HTML file, and in that HTML file, we were integrating our React DOM, Babel, and here we are doing some configuration and we are writing the React code. Everything we are writing in one file only. In next session, I will show you a proper structure of React application. So basically, we are going to create one basic React project, or I can say one basic React application. On this basic React application, we will add our code. We will add our code to create a custom React application. And this basic React application, we will not create from scratch. We will create this basic React application using a tool called CRA. Now, CRA will take care of creating the basic React application. CRA will take care of integrating your React DOM, Babel, or your React library. It will give us all the configuration that are required for creating a basic React application. We have to just focus on our code, creating the components, creating the user interface in that, developing the functionality. So the basic React application will be same for each and every one. Once we started adding our own code, then that entire application will become custom React application. If I add my code, it will be my application. You add your code, that will be your application. So what is this CRA tool? How to work with this CRA tool? How to create this React basic application? How to add our code in that? All that we will see in the next session. Once we have done with that, then we will start with the state concept. And in your real time, everybody will work with this basic React application. Nothing but they will create the React application and then they will develop the application. So no one will develop the application in this way, the way we have learned. This is the basics. These are the basics to understand what is React and why we are using React library, React DOM, Babel. If I directly start teaching this, you won't even understand, because whenever we create a basic React application, multiple folders will be created, multiple files will be created, and you won't understand the flow also. But now you will be able to understand the flow. And what is the benefit of all this, that we will discuss in next session. Okay. Yeah, that's all guys from my end. If you want to ask anything, you can ask, or else yeah, you guys can drop.